This is kvci.blogspot.com, where, as you can see, we're in front of Black Crow Media. As you know, I criticize Black Crow Media, all elected officials in the county and city, because of the fact that they came out here and I said that they down and lambasted our president of the United States, Barack Obama. Little did I know that at the time that this probably and perhaps is the only radio station that really gave us the cutting edge news. That means that they were on the issues. Whether it was Frank Barnes or whether it was Lee Henderson or whether it was the other gospel jock or whether it was over on 92.1 with my beautiful brother Scott James. Looking back over the last 2 years, I went to all the radio stations except a couple and asked them about having talk radio wherein the issues that confront our community would be brought to the forefront of we who needed that information. And we did not get it, in my most humble opinion. And so I came to the conclusion that Black Crow Media was doing what no other media would do. We saw the eagles flying and surging all up into the heavens, but when it came down to actually giving the cutting edge news, which I may not agree with, but at least they did something. And so I wanted to be known that I apologize to all this station, the owners, as well as its elected officials, including former Mayor John Frederick. However, I do not apologize for the issues that they failed to address that I brought before them. Now, we just left from inside the radio station as usual. I got my beautiful brother John Robinson here with me, and he's like myself. Many times we are pushed to the back, but little do they know that when God shifts and turns things around, we're at the front. What you got to say this morning as we stand in front of Black Crow Media, my brother?
Well, you know, it's good to be alive this morning, and it's always to be here, standing in front of Black Crow Media, and giving thanks to Mr. Henderson this morning for such a unique program that he put on. He was interviewing what we would say was the per se candidate for the mayor for the city of Valdosta. We find it very interesting that people have the mindsets and the mind frame that they have in a city that's been operated for 152 years by a very, very unique power, which was a white power structure that was ran by the good old boys. And finally, we got a first black mayor of the city, and we do know already that the rumor is they want their city back. And that the part that we have, you know, it's like the eagles, you know, flying amongst the crows, and we stand in front of Black Crow Media. And listen, see, we are the eagles, and we surge a whole lot higher. And giving thanks to Mr. Henderson at this station for giving us the opportunity and the brothers to come over to do these things, to get the news out, to get the word out, so that we can be heard. We got some very controversial issues with a city that's metro. We need a certain person to run. We don't need a person all the time that's everything gonna be pertaining to just about God and the issues. You got to be diversified to represent all of the people, even the ones that's atheists, the ones that's got difference between those that study from the Holy Quran and those that study from the plain old King James Version. We got to be able to represent everyone and look at the issues that's so technical issues about such a diverse city. Just went metro, and we got a role to play in this city, and we the ones got to bring about the changes here.
Doc, just based on what you just said there, a lot of people may take that negative. Don't y'all take that negative. Let me explain why. Because of the fact that from the founding of this nation, we have always heard that this was a Christian nation. And the things that have happened, in my most humble opinion, wasn't so Christian, wouldn't you say?
No, see, my point I'm getting at is that, you know, I heard this morning the man said that when they ask a decision, he gonna consult God and he gonna get for God to give the answer. We know that the spiritual world is entertained by two spirits, and one is so disguised until it even, they said, fool the very elect. That means, now what if his answer didn't come from God and it came from the other side and he was fooled, and then we end up being caught up into the quagmire of it all. I do not believe that we need to be entrapped within those boundaries where it's got. What I'm simply saying is that we need somebody by the people, for the people, in behalf of all the people, regardless of your faith, your religion, regardless of whether you or your gender or your age. You got to have somebody that's got a very, very diverse mind.
Yeah. Doc, my beautiful friend Doc tries to cover everything. He's very thorough. That's what I like about him. I like him that he is creative. I like him because he think outside of the box of incarceration and indoctrination. But as we get ready to close this clip out, one thing I want to ask my beautiful brother. How many radio stations in this local area, I guess you can include Black Crow Media, but how many radio stations have actually talked about in an open forum from the shakers and rakers among the black community concerning the death of death row inmate Troy Davis? How many have you actually heard discussed? I know in Atlanta, it was the major thrust. I listened online at Chicago, it was the major thrust and the bust of information that was distributed, particularly on black African-American radio station. And we understand that that wasn't just a black issue, because it was a white issue, and even Europeans in London came out in mass numbers. So what do you think about that in terms of local area?
I think that impartiality plays a role.
Yes, sir.
I think accuracy in decisions that's being made in consideration of all the facts, all the realistic facts surrounding the touchy issue on this. I believe that this radio station and other stations that didn't bring it out as far as the news,
yes,
but I have to give thanks to Mr. Henderson.
Yes, sir.
Okay, for having the courage.
Yes, sir.
For having the nerve.
Yes, sir.
And being able to withstand the ridicule. I really respect him.
Yes, sir.
For his position.
Yeah, because we do know the foundation of this station, and it's a conservative station, and so we understand that. And as far as that, we understand the two differences in the two political parties, but yet even they let him stay out here, and we know that the thrust of his buzz, he can't, whether he's standing up, he came from the black experience. He can't deny that. A few minutes ago, he talked about the black experience. He understands what goes on in the community, and so there's no way that he can be blinded to it.
Well, the fact of the matter is, he have you over here.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
Now, and they shut down another station because you was there. Now,
You
this
think
about,
so?
oh, of course, man, because you was turning.
I didn't know I had that kind of.
Well, the thing of it is, you was turning the tide as far as the agenda. See, the agenda is, remember, this is all Section 3.
Yes, sir.
The entire county.
Yes, sir.
Now you gonna make an entire county Section 3 with multi-billion-dollar estates.
Shh.
Oh.
They don't want you talking about that, do they?
well,
They don't want us talking about that. And see, this is what we would love our other black and white African-American leaders and Caucasians and others to do. And that is just what he's doing. Tell the truth. Don't hide it. Because if y'all really believe in Jesus, there ain't no freedom coming until truth comes. Hey, close it out on that note, brother. Take your time.
I'm gonna close it out on it, and I'm gonna say it like it absolutely is. We do not want